In a recent Islamophobic video, and as usual, the dirty game of cut and paste was played against Islamic sources. A video was made to falsely prove that Prophet Muhammad was a sex addict, but how it was done? Okay, let's see.
Sahih al-Bukhari, number 5068. Narrated Anas. The Prophet used to go around, have sexual relations with all his wives in one night, and he had 9 wives. Sahih al-Bukhari, 5215. Narrated Anas bin Malik. The Prophet used to pass by, have sexual relations with all his wives in one night, and at that time, he had 9 wives. Sahih al-Bukhari, number 268. Narrated Qatada. Anas bin Malik said, the Prophet used to visit all his wives in a round, during the day and night, and they were 11 in number. I asked Anas, had the Prophet the strength for it? Anas replied, we used to say that the Prophet was given the strength of 30 men. And Sa'id said on the authority of Qatada, that Anas had told him about 9 wives only, not 11.
And later on he says,
Third, how did Muhammad's followers know that he was having sex with all of his wives in one day? How did they know he wasn't simply chatting with his wives?
That's an interesting question.
really a very good question. How it's for only one companion, Anas ibn Malik, just because he saw the Prophet roam the houses of his wives, to conclude that he practiced sex with each one of them every day? Perhaps the Prophet already assures them as a kind of justice and care, or as he says, just chatting, and not to practice sex with them, as Anas ibn Malik wrongly assumed. Unfortunately, he misleadingly answers,
It seems that the Prophet of Islam must have been bragging about all the sex he was having, so much so that his followers could in turn brag about him having the sexual strength of 30 men.
Wrong answer.
okay, let's be serious. Anas ibn Malik just saw the Prophet roam the houses of his wives, and he saw that the Prophet had sex with each one of them. So, it is just one person's reasoning, but why don't we go to the wives of the Prophet themselves, the only concerned ones, and look what their opinion on the matter?
Not enough.
From the same collection of the Hadith, he misleadingly misquoting, we read, Aishah, the wife of the Prophet herself, said, O nephew, the Messenger of Allah would not prefer any of us to another, with regard to spending time with us, and hardly a day would go by except that he would visit all of us, and he would come close to each woman without touching her, until he reached the one whose turn it was, and then he would spend the night with her.
Second, Muhammad would have sex with at least 9 women and girls in one day, even though he was more than 50 years old. Today, we would call him a sex addict.
You think God is going to save you for being stupid?
So, what do you call that? Deceiving or ignorance? Did he know that hadith, but he intended to mislead his audience about Islam and personality of the Prophet Muhammad? Or just he's a deceiver, as it's clear, and doesn't want you to know the truth, even if he's ignorant and doesn't know that hadith? So why would you need to learn Islam from someone who doesn't know anything about Islam? You must ask yourself. So he was not justified with his ignorance and deception, but he went to cast more lies and misconceptions. But let's see.
Notice 3 things about these passages. First, Muhammad had at least 9 wives at one time, even though Surah 4 verse 3 of the Quran limits Muslim men to 4 wives. If the Quran limits men to 4 wives, why did Muhammad have at least 9 wives at one time? Well, Muhammad received a special revelation, Surah 33 verse 50 of the Quran, giving him, and him alone, the right to break the 4-wife limit. How convenient.
Wait a minute.
According to him, God set the number of wives was 4 wives as in Surah An-Nisa 4 verse 3. But as an exception, the Prophet received an extra revelation that allowed him to marry more than 4 wives in Surah 33 Al-Ahzab verse 50. Okay, but there are a few problems here. First, in order to claim that Surah 4, which says the maximum number of wives is 4 wives, must be precedent for Surah 33. But this is not the case, as all Islamic and non-Islamic sources confirm that Surah 33 of Al-Ahzab precedes Surah 4 of An-Nisa.
And I didn't know that.
Second, in fact, Surah 33 of Ahzab did not give an exception to the Prophet in the number of wives, but imposed on him not to marry any other woman or replace them, as we read in 33:52.
لا يحل لك النساء من بعد ولا أن تبدل بهن من أزواج ولو أعجبك حسنهن إلا ما ملكت يمينك وَكَانَ اللَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ رَقِيبًا.
Not lawful to you, O Muhammad, are any additional women after this, nor is it for you to exchange them for other wives, even if their beauty were to please you, except what your right hand possesses. And ever is Allah over all things an observer.
Pagan Arabia is a place where there is unlimited polygamy. That is the normal practice. Islam comes and limits that polygamy. For Muslims, it is limited to 4 wives. The Prophet is allowed, and the Prophet is previously married up to 9 wives. He is also prohibited from adding any more to that number, but those wives that he is married to, he is allowed to keep. And there's simple reasons for that. The importance of building tribal alliances. This is very, very important. The Prophet is not only a prophet, he's a leader of his people, and building those alliances is hugely important.
I think that's enough.
Thirdly, what logic could understand that a man seeks sexual desire would seek to determine the number of wives with maximum 4 wives? What forces him to do so? He could marry 1,000 women, as did Prophet Solomon did, one of the greatest prophets in Judaism and Christianity, praised by Jesus Christ himself. Polygamy among Arab was unlimited, as it asserted by Abdullah Yusuf Ali in his comment on the first 4 3, and this was confirmed by Islamic and non-Islamic sources. Even Judaism didn't prevent polygamy, but recent, as Joe's encyclopedia asserts. The same for Christianity, which didn't prevent polygamy at all. One could read an entire chapter about polygamy in the history of Christianity and church, as asserted by Matilda Joslin in her book Woman, Church and States. What forces Prophet Muhammad alone and him alone among all prophets to restrict the unlimited polygamy with maximum 4 wives, with the requirement of justice among them, and to one if justice is not possible, that led Abdullah Yusuf Ali to understand this recommendation to be towards monogamy.
That's enough, David.
What drives a person seeking his sexual desire to have all his wives except one of divorces, widows, and elderly, as asserted by Islamic and non-Islamic sources?
It would be entirely mistaken to imagine the Prophet basking decadently in a garden of earthly delights. These are political marriages. He marries Aishah because he wants to bind himself more closely with their fathers. He's creating a new community, not based on tribe or blood, but somehow this helps to make the transition easier if you make a marriage link.
I said that's enough.
So, if you like the video, please click on like and share to spread the truth among those who have been fooled by such lies. And if you are interested in watching our coming videos, please click on subscribe. All sources that have been used in the video will be found in the description, and you are free to comment and discuss any topic that were raised on the video. Wish you all good and peace be with you. Salam.